Welcome, everyone! Hey! It's our first episode of the new adventure, The World of Horen. Thanks for joining with us today. So, we're doing a new story, new stream. Everything is all brand new. With this adventure, we've mentioned it previously on our other stream. It is a collaborative world created by me and all of the players. We've been working on, and are still working on, building up the continent and the world of Horen, where in our adventure, our 5th edition D&D adventure will take place. The adventure will also be homebrew, within the homebrew setting. Our setting, our adventure today, starts in the city of Oakwell. Oakwell is the heart of the empire. It is the capital city of everything that is within our adventure for right now. Oakwell sits on the continent of Irmios. Irmios is one of the 5 continents within the entire world of Horen, and where once they were one large landmass, they split up during a great division. We currently find ourselves about 1,000 years after the Great Division, as most civilized individuals reckon their timing by that incident, and starting out within this metropolis of Oakwell. The city is set within a mountainscape. At the very peak of the Adamantine Mountains, our city sits almost as if you would have just taken the top off of a mountain, thrown it away, placed the city there instead. Everything is very intellectual based, more ordered, civilized within Oakwell, and the further away from the capital city you get within the world, things begin to change. We'll explore more of the world as our heroes start visiting different areas. But we need to get to know our heroes. So, which of our 5 would like to introduce themselves and their hero first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm Casey. You know me from the other games that run on this channel. I am playing Theodora, and Theodora is a young woman in her early 20s, sorry. She's a northerner with blue eyes and blonde hair. It is super long hair, but she has most of it restrained and under the hood of a pullover cloak poncho thing. The hood isn't very deep. You can almost always see her face despite it. And one of the biggest reasons for that is because she uses the huge scar on the left side of her face to channel her divine magics. It's not exactly repulsive. It's even kind of pretty to some folk. What it is a Lichtenberg figure, and it's what you get sometimes when you're struck by lightning. It looks sort of like a tree, and you've probably seen people intentionally do it to wood for artistic reasons. Where it meets her hairline, her hair has a thin little streak of silver. While she is petite, Theodora is rocking the heavy armor. She's in a splint mail gown. The set includes gauntlets, greaves, and pauldrons. She's also got a long sword on her hip and a heater shield strapped to her back. Due to her vertical deficiency, the sword actually seems like it's oversized. Finally, she's hauling around this wooden pole that... oh, nope, I hadn't gotten that yet. That's it. Yep. That's all I got.
We'll ignore that for a moment. That'll happen
a bit of a preview
later
for our carefully watching viewers.
Yeah. Okay. And so, racing class? Just quickly.
She's a human.
I don't know if it was mentioned.
She's a cleric.
Cleric.
You can see her information located on the bottom of the screen to the right.
Cool. Down there somewhere. All right. Who's up next?
I will go next.
Okay.
I am Matthew. and I'll be playing a Tabaxi, who, for those who may not know, is a cat person, essentially. He is a bit of a thief who's been around some of the different larger cities in Imrios, the continent that we're on. But more recently, he's begun a very rigorous course of monastic study as a monk, which is a little weird since he's flighty and doesn't seem to have the mind for paying attention to that kind of rigid lifestyle, but that's what he's doing. His name is Obsidian Dragonfly of Golden Valley Clan, or his friends call him Obi for short. Had a bit of a rough upbringing. He doesn't know when he was born, doesn't know his age. Fair to estimate it's probably late 20s. Originally, he came from the southernmost part of the continent. Oakwell's in kind of the center part, so he's made his way up there over the course of his life. He has a fur coat that looks very much like an ocelot. If you Google that or have seen Archer, you'll know roughly what he looks like, or you can also check out the great character art that we have here on the channel. His frame looks like he used to be bigger and stronger, but lately his muscles look emaciated, so he looks very gangly. He's not very tall, he's only 5'4", but he looks even ganglier and weighs less than 90 pounds, maybe 100 soaking wet. Because he's super weak, he can't even carry the burden of wearing any armor at all. So he kind of alternates between kind of a classic monastic robe look and black burglar garb, depending on what he's doing. He's still very hardy, despite his physical weakness. He can run, dodge, and tumble as well as anybody on Horen. And that's Obsidian.
Okay. Up next.
I'll go next.
All right.
All right. Well, my name's Solomon, and I am playing Cecil Hathaway, a member of House Eloom, of Clan Hathaway. He was trained to be a monster hunter by his father since he was young, so he doesn't really have a childhood. And all he really cares about is justice, killing monsters, and being a really smug boy, like I like to say. Look-wise, he has heavy armor, but it's very anime looking. We're just gonna put it out there, but very silver, a lot of silver, a lot of blue. He wears fingerless gloves, white gloves. He likes white. He has white long hair. He has a flower thing his mom gave him, and a scarf that his father gave him, which is his most prized possession, and it's currently covering a scar that he got when his head got chopped off, and he had to be revived. And he currently hosts 5 souls of 5 people, so he has 5 lives. Emerald, Ellie, Kesai, Kori, and Kirigar are the 5 people that he knows their names. He doesn't know who they are, but he knows their names, and he has those 5 lives. So he's going to be doing a lot of heroic stuff in the fray. And that's pretty much Cecil. He's a smug boy.
Okay. Thank you. So let's hear from Daphne.
All right, sure. Hi, my name is Christina Sid. I am playing Daffy. She is, she's a Firbolg, so she's about 7.5 feet tall. Instead of that bluish fur that you'd usually find with Firbolgs, she's sort of a nice little mossy color. What else? She's a bard, so she has several musical instruments sort of strapped about her. And she likes to pick up various garments throughout where she's visited and been, which is not many places at this point. So she sort of wears a little hodgepodge of an outfit. And of course her signature maroon beret, obviously. Most distinctively though is the big ass smile on her face pretty much all the time, because Daffy is literally the happiest person you will ever meet in your life, and she's just happy to be here, folks.
Thank you. And lastly, but certainly not least, Pellier.
My name's Carl, and I am playing Pelir de Winter. He's a Shatterkai elf. For those not familiar with Shatterkai, they are like elves, but they come from a land where there is no joy or color, so that is him. He is very pale, with black eyes, black hair, black leather clothes strapped all about him. Two silvery swords strapped to his sides. He has a metal headband or a forehead plate that bears the sigil of the school where he studied the elven art of blade singing. And that is Pelir. And he speaks with a French accent. It's sort of like this. And sometimes I forget to do this, but this is the accent he speaks with.
Okay. All right. And then, by way of last introduction, I am Teo. I will be the Dungeon Master here. I will be watching the Twitch chat as we play. If you have any ideas or thoughts you'd like to throw in there, by all means throw them in. I probably won't adjust the session for today with those comments, but please do, as you could give me some wonderful ideas to do on the with the players later.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. Well, we start out, as I said before, inside the city of Oakwell. The sun is shining. There's a few clouds in the sky, but they're fairly wispy and moving slowly away. Our city consists of mostly tall buildings. No, Silvertree. No. The tall buildings are intermixed with a few small parks here and there, which tend to house a myriad of different avian life forms that are grabbed from different portions of the world to try and create a biome within the city that feels home for many different races and people. We start out within a courthouse. The courthouses are regularly used by most people for official business, or you can hire them out. On this particular occasion, our heroes are debriefing after their pre-adventure, where they traveled far away from here to discover unknown magics that set the scene for things you'll learn about later. After debriefing and receiving their reward, our heroes are in this enclosed space. Room is about 30 foot tall, 40 foot square room. Lots of pews with a stand in front of it. In front of our five heroes is one of the law keepers of the city, one of the individuals charged with creating and enforcing the laws within not just the city itself, but also the empire proper. And his name is Siran Kadiok, a fairly plump fellow, likes to wear brightly colored clothing, and is almost always stretching his braces, what's the word for those, out in ways of animating himself. As some people like to talk with their hands, like I do, I like to talk with my hands. This fellow, Siran, likes to emote by flexing his braces. With everyone present, well done, everyone. You've done a great service to the city. I do think the ramifications of your actions will spread far and wide. But unfortunately, your brilliance has also meant that we really could do with your help again. If you happen to be free and able to assist, we could do with a bit of non-official assistance once again. Now, I say non-official because, well, we'd like to keep this under wraps. We don't want people in the Empire knowing that we have some of these problems. So, shh, please. Can I get your promise you'll keep what happens in this meeting room quiet?
Can we at least talk to each other about it? I think that might be kind of important so that we can do it.
Mm-hmm. And I trust your intuition about choosing the right moments if it's necessary to discuss the situation. But please keep it as closely knit as possible. Yes, There's
Theo.
Theo, yes, Theo.
Theodora, yes. Hi.
Theodora.
Is this going to be one of those things where if we die on the mission, we will have disappeared?
Well, no one's really dying. If anything, I'll probably be the only one dying.
Don't say that, Cecil.
I don't think it's likely that you... Well, I hope you won't die. I can't make any promises, of course. If you would like, we could take some contingencies, and if you leave a portion of yourself behind, we could, bring you back. We wouldn't want someone dying in action. That would be a lot of paperwork that we just don't want to have to go through.
Do you need more than a hair or a fingernail? Is it one of those whole pound things?
I believe it would be the proverbial pound of flesh.
Okay.
My friend.
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, I like my flesh where it is.
I recommend that we do not die and we just keep this secret between us. We are very discreet. Please, do continue. What did you have in mind for us?
I agree with him. Don't die. Please. Don't die. So, give a little bit of a secret. It is not very well known that the way in which we get most of our city reports is done via nightly communications. Every night at like clockwork, our city speakers, as we call them, send out messages magically to each of the major cities to receive a report on daily economics and law updates and taxation issues, all sorts of things. We get these reports in through the speakers who communicate out. Past couple days, our speaker that usually messages the Citadel Haganebuto up in the I've forgotten the name of the mountain range that Moonlit. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Sorry. The Moonlit Mountains, east of here. Our messages, the sendings, have been received. So we know that they worked. We know that the speaker within the Citadel of Haganebuto is still alive because they received the message. However, they've not responded to any communications in a while. And it's starting to get far enough along that we're getting a little bit concerned. So what we'd like from you individuals is to go to Citadel Haganebuto, find what's happened to the speaker that's there, confirm if he's alive or not. He should be, and find out why he's decided to completely forego his responsibilities of responding. If once you've done that, contact us so that we can reprimand him appropriately. Does that sound acceptable to you all?
Should we huddle up before we agree on this?
Do you mind? We like to do this as a group before we decide on anything. Is that all right?
Yes.
But you are before anything else, you are forgetting the most important part, what we would be getting out of this.
Oh, that's right, too. We'll get paid, right?
Of course, of course.
But how much? I need a number.
Oh, sorry. Right. What we're prepared to offer you is a stipend each of 25 gold pieces to cover food and travel costs to get you to the Citadel. We'll give that to you up front. Okay? But upon completion, we will send a message to the High Lord of Haganibuto to authorize paying you a further 100 gold pieces each.
Now we will do our huddling.
Okay.
Let's go.
One moment. All right.
Okay.
I will gather all of the tiny ones and literally envelop them all within my arms.
So you guys huddle up. Now you're in a fairly small room, and I know you've huddled up to be able to discuss, but are you actually huddling up in such a way that you're trying to make sure that he can't hear what you're saying?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I'll put my giant back to him. And...
You smell so nice, Daffy.
Smells like lavender in here.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't like unofficial business.
Oh, but unofficial business, for official business to happen, unofficial business must happen first. They work together in a beautiful harmony.
Well, mainly it sounds like they want us to get him in trouble if he's not doing his job. I don't like that. I don't hope something's wrong, but I don't want to get him in trouble.
Perhaps we will be saving him from some trouble. Maybe
it is not our fault if he is not working.
I agree.
If he's in peril, I would wish to help the Empire. I would not wish them to suffer. And if we are available and they appreciate our considerable talents, then I am not objecting to this. And
they are offering
an easy 100 gold just to go from here to there.
They are offering quite an amount to run an errand, to go over there and see what they are doing, and then just say hi back. This is easy money. We should take it.
Listen, there is no such thing as easy money. Obviously, there's a reason he didn't talk back to them. And if anything, there probably is something going on over there. So unfortunately, my gut's telling us to go. So I'm all for it, even though I technically don't want to.
All right.
Okay.
Perhaps we can negotiate. Is a good point. Is clearly there is something wrong. Perhaps we can use this to our advantage as some sort of hazard pay. He is clearly in some sort of jeopardy, and if we are going to put our lives at risk, then perhaps we can leverage that for additional consideration.
Well, and there is likely something going on, because when we are done, they will message the master of the Citadel. Why do not they just ask him what is going on now and avoid the need of us going to look?
So how much should I ask?
The discretion, I think, is the reason he would not message the master of the Citadel. Because all the communications are secret, even from the masters. Then that is worth knowing. Interesting.
All right, so we're gonna pretty much try to get more gold from him, right?
Well, if they are not communicating because
it's obviously
they want to keep it a secret, that does not seem to be a problem.
So how much should I ask then? Because I don't really know, to be honest.
Well, he's saying that the High Lord of Haganabuto is the one that's going to be paying up, right? So first we would want to know how friendly they are with each other, because he might just be talking out of his ass.
That's true.
Well, and it is always worth saying, if it is harder, we will charge more. and then later we can, based on how hard it is, demand a higher price.
I feel like we would need proof.
We will tell him what happened, and if he refuses to pay us, we will come back and make his life problematic, we shall say.
We could tell a little bit of a fib and just don't show them your scar, Cecil, and then we could show it to them and be like, look what happened, and then we could get more money.
I'm not one to lie, but
Me either. I just think it'd be
like
really
this
funny.
plan very much. I like this plan very much.
and if it doesn't work, and as I say that, like make it even more like covered. All right, well, I mean, I guess it's decided. We could do that. We could check it out, and if it's something that's too much for us, or I mean, if it's too extreme, yeah, we could swindle them out of money. I don't like being sent on wild goose chases, and I especially don't want to be sent to my own death. I got, like, you know, again.
Again.
You won't let me live that one down, will you?
Wait, you gave me something.
It was
cool,
so epic.
though.
It was epic.
All right. So you guys have been talking. You've been deciding on a plan. You've been figuring out something that you're going to do. Okay. Now, retroactively, without changing anything that you've said, I need you all to roll a stealth check to see just how quietly you guys were actually talking during all of that. Especially picking up on the point of, we can tell a quick lie, and we could try to leverage more out of him later.
I got a 9.
11.
8.
I don't think Theodora said anything.
No, Theodora didn't, but this guy clearly heard everything that you guys were talking about during this discussion. And so by the time you break out from your little huddle, you turn around, he's sat there tapping his foot, just looking disappointed. Well,
I guess seeing that he looks disappointed, I'm gonna give him the thumbs up and be like, "We're leaving."
Actually, if you would be so kind as to fill me in, is this a human we're talking about? Speaker?
no. Well, our speaker, the one here in the city that communicates with the speaker in Haganebuto, he's human. But the speaker in Haganebuto is a dwarf.
Okay. And does he have a name?
Yes. The speaker of Haganebuto, I have here.
That's a great
His
name, Theo.
Of what?
That's a great name, Haganebuto. I think it's funny.
I didn't come up with that one. I think that was Casey?
Casey?
Or Kyle?
It was kind of a combination, because originally it was called Citadel Steelhelm.
Yeah.
And so we changed it to a Japanese bastardization.
Our dwarves are somewhat Asian. Okay, so I'm typing out his name for the players, and then I'll read it out so that everyone can see. The one in particular is Dagnar Rockfist. Okay.
Tagnar is such a common name for dwarves.
Is it?
I'm in character.
Oh, fair enough. Is it? In character.
What hair color does he have, and what is his complexion? And that should be enough.
They spend most
just
of
ask
that.
where would we find him?
Well, I don't know where you're going to find him. That's kind of the point why I'm sending you there. He's a ginger-haired dwarf. As part of becoming a speaker, part of the ceremonies and the job description, it involves removal of hair on the top of the head. They like it. I don't know the reason why, but they do. So he does have a nice, big. He's almost compensating with the big ginger beard to compensate for the lack of hair on his head.
Bald spot, big beard.
Yeah. And because they spend most of their time within the citadel itself, very dry skin. Well, no, very pale skin. They don't get to see much light.
Okay. I suppose we'll do what we can.
Yes. Yeah.
Will we be sent there via teleportation, or will we be given horses, or?
Yeah, how are we supposed to get there?
So the journey is going to be about 400 miles. You will have to go via the land. As I mentioned before, this kind of so the order of the speakers is a very protected and delicate method of communication. If ever there is, let's say, a problem in a small town, well, the speakers are the ones with the responsibility to get that information out so that help can be given out, or laws are translated properly for the local populace via the speakers. So if a speaker were to be compromised, a lot of things could fall behind. We don't want it publicly known by anyone else that the speakers may be compromised. So we're not going to be using any of the teleportation networks or any official organized method of travel or communication just yet until the problem is solved. Then you will be free to use the teleportation network as free desired. But for now, there will be horses, wagons, a few supplies sent to you. You recently bought a property in the city, did you not?
Yes, I saw to this. Yes, that is being refurbished.
Mm-hmm. Well, 5 horses with some traveling supplies and a wagon for them will find themselves at that establishment at dawn tomorrow.
So we gotta get there. But if we fix it, we can teleport back?
Yep. As soon as there's no longer any problems with the speaker system, you can use the networks properly.
Okay.
Wonderful. It's an absolute pleasure having you on board once again, folks. Thank you. Good day.
Okay, bye.
Okay. And so you're dismissed. You're led out to the large meeting house, out of the building that houses all of the courtrooms, which drops you out into more or less the center of the city, surrounded by a beautiful landscape in all directions of some portions of the mountainscape that you're built within, and then just the view of the land beyond. You have the rest of the day, which is at least 6 or 7 hours to yourselves, before having to sleep and then lead out first thing in the morning. What would you guys like to do here in Oakwell?
I mean, I know what I want to do, but...
Why not? Let's just go to the Anxious Potato.
Yay!
Let's discuss our game plan there.
Okay. So, one of the more popular destination spots within the city itself is the Anxious Potato.
Yes.
A 3-story tall tavern that has different bars on each floor of this place, and the further up you go, the more expensive and premium the drinks get, but also more exciting atmosphere that you also, and clientele that you would experience. So finding your way down through the streets towards the Anxious Potato is commonly passed by anyone else. Carl, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask, is it possible to take a course that would lead us past the new establishment that we have purchased for ourselves, so we can, take a glance at it and see how things are coming along?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is true. You said that you'd be buying it, but I have not even seen it yet. I do not know what it looks like.
Have we named it yet?
This is a consideration I think we need to discuss as well. I don't know if it's urgent right now, but perhaps seeing it will inspire some creative juices.
Well, you gotta name it, like a boat or a puppy. It's gotta have a name.
It is not open for business yet. It is something that will be refurbished, and when we return, perhaps from this Haganabuto, then perhaps it will be ready to go in to open up to the public. And
Don't
then
worry,
we can name
Daffy.
it.
With all the time that we have to travel before naming it, we'll come up with a very good name.
Can we?
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll start brainstorming. All right.
It will not be as good as the anxious potato. I fear, but
I
it
mean,
is-
no name can be as good
I
as anxious
will
potato.
rise to that challenge.
They're all making me anxious right now. So,
And if you would like to give us ideas on what we should name our blacksmith, please tweet us at Crituitous RP. Okay. Sorry. Just had to do a shameless plug there. Okay.
Of course.
Carry on. So you're able to make your way towards the smithy. Now, as of right now, the smithy is little more than just a plot of land. There is a building and a frame to it, but it's pretty blank and clear. Around the area, there are a few other shops and stalls that are still running and active, selling all different kinds of finery and equipment. You are within the market district that this has been built. This is being built within. And so there's plenty of other supplies available for you. But yeah, you go past your blacksmithy.
I was thinking that we can use some of those notes that Theodora you recovered from the that mad
Lacinia.
tinkerer. If perhaps we can replicate some of her creations and profit from them, and perhaps there was some useful applications that were beneficial and life-saving. Perhaps we can
yes.
do this.
Do you know what prosthetics are?
I have heard of these things.
There are a lot of blueprints for that kind of thing, and I believe that that could be a great benefit. I do not know of any prosthetics manufacturer in the city of Oakwell, so we could get a monopoly on that. So, definitely.
Well, that would be really nice. I didn't like all the things that he made. Can we not make all the things that he made?
No. Look, it's mostly stuff like this, and she'll pull out the notes, and it's stuff like reverse engineered animal legs, the way that they're bent backwards for more shock absorption and stuff like that. Fins that have sections to them, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, that's all right. I
No brains in
guess.
jars.
Okay. No brains in jars.
Brain jar free experience.
that should
Okay.
be the name. That should be the name of our place. No brains in jars.
I think we can do better than that. We'll keep thinking.
Okay. All right. Now, this blacksmith that you've already gotten people to start the refurbishment task, right? That's already been begun. Is this a blacksmithy that you're just going to own and visit, or will you actually have living spaces attached to it so that you guys as a group can also live above or behind your smithy?
Bunk beds!
I want my own room.
Um,
And I will put even more gold out, and I will pay for my own section of the house.
For the
Just make it
time
like a
being.
garage.
For the time being, when the night has come, I have my own business to do. I do not think I will be sleeping here, but I can certainly come back each morning to do our business.
Okay.
Well, we should always just have the option there for you, just in case, Obi. So you know
Oh,
you
sure.
always have a place to come.
Oh, and
What they call those safe
and,
houses.
Yes, but if someone knows your safe house, which you go back to all the time, it's no longer safe. So best to sleep in different places, different days. So if anyone is watching you, they do not know where you will be that night.
I do always worry about you, Opie. But all right, whatever makes you happy.
Obsidian, what activities are you planning on engaging in? That this would be a concern.
Oh, just no, not it is. It is not anything new that I would do. Just it is not best practices when you're in a large city where people can see you to sleep in the same place every night, so that people can take time to plan and then murder you in your sleep. That kind of thing. You know, it is the basics.
Is that something that happens in big cities? Should we be moving around
All
more?
the time.
Not all the time.
If you know the right people, it happens all the time.
He's messing with you, Daffy. He's messing with you, I swear.
Okay.
It's just as dangerous
not
out there
to
on the road.
firbolgs. In Oakwell, all firbolgs are considered safe at night, but only at night. During the day, be careful, but at night, you are perfectly safe.
Stop messing with her. She will believe you.
I kind of do.
That is because it is the truth.
Well,
Can we go to the tavern now?
let's go to the anxious potato.
Now that Daffy is adequately anxious about her life, because you can't go to the anxious potato without feeling a little bit on edge.
Well,
Walk on through this place. It's got some a band playing right now that on the first floor it's kind of soothing, calming music. You would know that as you go up to the different floors, the music gets a little bit more upbeat and a little bit crazier. But for now, it's more the like elevator music would be, just kind of calm and just a flute playing in the background. Nice looking digs all around here. There will be a place for you to sit. There will be a barmaid that comes around to serve you drinks, to take your order from the table, rather than you going up to a bar to be able to purchase your drinks here at the Anxious Potato. Okay.
How you doing? Is she reasonably attractive?
You immediately put her on edge.
I mean, isn't she supposed to be on edge regardless? She's a worker at the Anxious Potato.
Yep. I'm doing fine, thank you, sir. Please just take your seat, and I'll be with you in just a moment to get your drinks. Just please, 1 second.
Oh, thank you. You are too kind.
Cecil's gonna nod his head like.
So, there's a table off to one side. You can go and sit in it and relax. After about a minute, she'll come in, take your orders for drinks. Unless you feel the need to really roleplay, she'll just get you drinks for you.
There is a vibe that one feels. There's something to pursue, something not. I'm getting a vibe not to worry about this. Right, say so? Yeah? Oh, don't say so. Do you think she is pretty?
We're not here, Obi, to lavish in desires. We're here to speak and maybe order chicken fingers. All right?
Just as I expected from my good friend Cecil.
2019, we are here to speak and maybe order chicken fingers.
I'm a little famous, all right? Slam. He looks embarrassed. Like slams. I just want chicken fingers. Damn it. Let me be an adult.
Some for everyone. Chicken fingers for everyone.
If you have fish fingers, one for me.
Like an appetizer.
Fingers.
You know?
Okay.
I'll have some.
All right. We'll get some brought out in just a moment. Off she goes. It'll take probably a little bit too long to bring you your drinks. It's always just a little bit too long before the drinks finally arrive, and then another 45 minutes after that before the chicken fingers finally do arrive. There is one fish finger that is brought along with it. It's just the single one fish, but everything else is just a big platter of square chicken patties, breaded chicken tender.
You see, Daffy, in most places they would just say no, but she went out of the way to get me one. I think she likes me.
Is the barmaid still there around us?
I hope
There's
not,
a
because I
bunch
did
of
not
different
intend for her to hear
barmaids, so
me.
no. No.
I'm about to call her over here.
Well, that was really nice of her.
There's only one though, so which one gets it?
It was just the one fish, but
I
we
was
have
the one
all
who
the
asked for
chicken.
it. Yes.
I thought you wanted to try one though.
I wanted to try the chicken.
Oh, okay. Thought you want to try the fish one. I'm about to like steal it from Obi.
No.
Okay.
Do you just eat it?
Well, first you dip it in, like, and then I get like ketchup. Just like pass it.
We absolutely have ketchup.
As you see, like Cecil just grab, like just like complete, like just it's just all ketchup, and like my father eats it this way, and I enjoy it this way.
Okay.
And just, like, he's like all messy.
Daffy will literally imitate everything that you just did. Like
The ketchup makes it a lot better.
Smear it on her face. Is that right? That's
Perfect.
pretty good. Just covered in ketchup.
The journey is 400 miles into the moonlit mountains. I have traveled this trail before. Have any of you made this journey?
Well, not really.
It's a very beautiful countryside. I think we would like it. 400 miles.
The Deadlands are beautiful.
When you get across the Deadlands into the mountains, it's very picturesque.
There can be a certain beauty in the bereavement of death in the Deadlands. There's a certain austere beauty.
I don't know what that means,
Yes.
but it'll be the furthest north that I've ever been, so I'm excited.
I think if we travel at a reasonable pace, we should get there in I don't know how many days is this?
An average travel pace is about 24 miles a day, so you're looking at arriving sometime in the afternoon of the 17th day. That is providing you don't waste any time along the road.
So I suppose we should make sure we have plenty of provisions before we leave.
Now, Pele, you've mentioned having made the journey before a couple times. You would know that halfway between Oakwell and Citadel Haganebuto is the merchant rest stop town of Honeygulf. It's a place where most merchants just kind of pass through, resupply, and then move on. So you wouldn't necessarily need to make sure you have supplies for the whole 17-day journey, just for the first 9 of which, and then you can resupply and then continue on.
It is a bit of a tourist trap, and they overcharge for everything. So I recommend we
True.
stock up before we leave. Yes, there is the town of Honeygulf where you can get anything that your heart desires, or so I am told.
Well, I am still, based on what Cecil said earlier, I am still somewhat concerned. There are other cities much closer than Oakwell. For example, the Honeygulf, Dewwater. They could send people from other places without spending 14 days, 17 days to get them there. So if in preparing your belongings, be prepared for all the trouble, because I would think that it is not very economical. It does not make a lot of sense. I understand to do things off the book, but that we are going 17 days to find out why someone is not answering, there is likely more afoot
Honestly,
than
maybe
they have let on.
maybe they asked a bunch of adventurers and They weren't stupid enough to say yes, to be honest.
We are the closest. We are the closest people in
We're the
400
closest
miles.
and the dumbest.
Dumb enough to say yes.
Just takes a giant swig of chicken nugget.
Swig of ketchup.
Chicken nuggets.
Okay. So is there anything else you guys would be doing on the evening in Oakwell, at the bar, or at wherever you stay for the evening? Anything else? Yeah.
Cecil will actually go. I will go to the waitress that we had, and just coolly walk by and say, so you know the cat. He's a friend of mine, and he has a very terminal illness, and he just wishes to spend one night with you. And then I'll slip like 10 gold, like do whatever you want, get ice cream, whatever. Just he needs fun.
Roll a persuasion check.
Yes. I figured it out. I'm gonna be the best wingman ever for Obi. All right.
It's easier to be a wingman when you literally pay the other person.
23.
Okay.
Have you seen Obi?
She'll take the money. She'll thank you. Another waitress will bring along a extra portion of chicken fingers with one extra fish finger afterwards. Not her. However, she is going to go home for the night, as she's received all the tips she would get from an evening, and that's her done. Unfortunately, Obi.
Well, I was going to say,
won't
unless
hear
she
from
comes
her
up,
again.
unless she comes up and talks to Obi, the pass at the start of the night was all he wanted. So he would just walk out without even talking to her at the end of the day, if that's what happened.
Yeah. She won't approach him. As persuasive as Cecil is, she'll take the money, but she's not going to do anything else.
Rats.
Yep.
I tried. And I'm going to just whisper to Obi, like, I'm sorry, my cat friend. Maybe next time.
Sorry for what? Did I see that interaction with you and the maid?
I would just explain that you couldn't, get some, I guess. I don't know.
My friend. Like trapping a mouse, the joy is in the trapping, not in the having.
Noted.
So I appreciate your thought, but I had my fun tonight.
Daffy's just
I got
staring
these,
at
and
the
I
both
got
of
these
you
delicious,
and I got these
delicious fish fingers.
Okay.
Perhaps did we get the word escapes me, the advance money for the provisions? Did we already get this?
Yep.
All right. Perhaps I am happy to go pick up some additional provisions, perhaps some rations for the trail. Would anyone else care to accompany me?
Is it night?
It's no, it's afternoon towards the evening.
Okay. I would love to go with you, and I actually would suggest that we all go together because there's something that I want to show everybody.
Sure
Is
thing.
it a surprise?
Not necessarily, but it would be cooler if you wait till we get there.
Okay. Do I still have ketchup on my face?
Yes.
Okay.
It's.
Okay.
I think you got some on your hat here.
Oh. Yeah,
There
you
you
can't
go.
tell. It's the same color. Thanks.
It's just a stain. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
So
Where are you taking them?
where I want to take them is the guy that does the winged stuff.
Okay. So because the city is positioned high up in the mountains, there are official ways up and down the city itself. There are roads that are long and winding, and there are carriages that will take people up mechanically. At the top, however, there is a guy that does run a shop called the Winged Wyvern, The Winged Wyvern is situated right on the edge of the city, right up against the walls, and actually has a back half of the shop that is an open dock almost, with long wooden platforms, but it opens out just out into the side of the mount, just the cliff, just empty air beyond. What he offers as a service is one-way rental of wingsuits and other air travel accoutrement to give people the excitement of flying as they're leaving the city, and they can drop off the wingsuit at the bottom. You'll find him just off to the side. He's the shop is going to be open for a while, another couple hours, and he's just saying farewell to a couple people that he's more or less kicking off of his docks. But the human male, very slender, excited fellow will see you as you're all approaching, and more or less run towards you as soon as he's available.
Ta-da! Check it out.
Hey!
Hi. My friends have
You're
never
back.
seen your shop before.
You should. He'll take one look at Daffy and immediately start thinking of just what size wingsuit and wingspan is necessary to get Daffy flying well. He'll pull out a tape measure and he'll start measuring. What can I do for you?
I have business. Do you guys have any questions for him? This is pretty amazing. Are you guys not floored?
What is all this? Did he just push some people to their deaths?
Oh, no. Oh, sorry. The name's Belgatras. Nice to meet you. I run this here place. Let me show you. He'll walk up to a big rack of clothing and pull out some different sizes. No, Belgatras, not Belgatrash. Whoever refined seater is in the chat. He'll pull out a large suit that's about the size for Pellier. The suit itself looks like it's made out of very tight leather, but it's got mesh hooked between the arm and the body and between each of the legs. You see, you put this on and you open up your arms and legs while you're out in the air, and the wind will catch and you slowly float down. It's falling with style is the way I really refer to it. It's pretty cool.
It feels amazing.
I do have some special wingsuits that do have limited capabilities of being able to allow you to go up, but those are for the VIPs, for special parties and events. But for you, Theo, I'm excited. It's almost ready. But few things that need to be sorted before it can actually be handed over.
Yeah. What do you need? Do I need to pay the rest of them out now, or?
Roll a persuasion check.
My second roll of the game, first official roll of the game, was a natural 20.
Yeah.
So 21.
All right. Well, I'm not going to lie. I am quite excited but this is the first time I've made one that looks like this. So I've talked to the guys. We made up a bit of a plan. Normally it's 250 gold to buy. I know it was it was a lot, but it's extreme. And that's what we're all about, is extreme stuff here. But we would be willing to work with you on that. 50 gold up front now, and then you pay more in a few days once you come back.
Can you tell me how much more?
Well,
if you say one thing and then I come back and you say another thing, it's not going to be very fair.
Oh no! As per the deal and the contract we signed about the crafting of this, the cost is going to be $250. That's it. No more at all.
Got it.
$50 now. We'll give you the thing. It's ready to go, and then you give the other $200 next time you come.
Okay.
Can I have one too? Can I purchase one as well?
You
It's
made flying
gonna
wings?
take me 10 weeks to make.
Well, let me ask, what is it we are buying?
He'll come out. He'll disappear for a second, almost excited. Walk behind a doorway that's beads. So he slides the beads across, goes to grab, comes out with what looks like a really tall quarterstaff. It's about 10 or 11 feet long, much bigger than he is, and he'll walk over and hold it out for Theo to grab and show it off.
I snatch it and I spin around. I'm like, ah! Okay, where is the thing?
What's it do? What's it do?
Where's the?
It's near the it's near the top. Well, not near the top. It's about 4 foot down it. You'll see the latch. Just give it a big click, and it'll.
She'll click it, and the top part will fly out, and there's a pair of wings, and the bottom shoots out too, and does a little fan thing, and there's like some plates for you to put your feet on. And what it is essentially it's a glider.
So this thing's like 12 feet tall, and you're like a short human. So this is like a really big staff. Is that right?
It's not 12 feet tall. It's taller than me.
Okay.
It's big. That's
Yeah.
the point. But and yes, just like Refined Zeta, it looks very similar to the glider from that show that I'm not going to name on
Yeah.
air.
Mine, however, is blue, and it's got little designs of clouds, swirly clouds all around it.
It's blue. Cecily's gonna be like, I approve.
Thank you.
That looks so cool.
I know. I can fly. Can I test it out?
You've signed a waiver, right?
Not yet.
Okay, I just need you to sign a quick piece of paper, and then you'll be
Okay.
fine, and you can go jump off the side of the building.
Yay!
All right.
As Mr. Begatress, I am very curious about this contraption and concerned for my friend's well-being. This looks very dangerous. How many people have you sent and have never come back?
Well, this is the first one of these I've ever made.
What
In
about?
fact, Theo is going to be the first tester. That's kind of why we're excited and willing to let her try it out right now.
Well,
All right, but the tried and true method then, how safe is the safe one and the one that has been used before?
Oh, the wingsuits? Oh, they're fine. They like hundreds a day use those. It's absolutely you 1 in a million chance of something going wrong, and if it does go wrong, it's usually user error. I mean, we can help you to stop from falling, but if you fly into the side of the mountainside, that's on you. You should really tilt to direct yourself in the right direction. You know?
Do I believe him?
Roll an insight check.
I would
17.
like to fly, please,
Okay.
if I could.
His numbers may be a little off. Yes, so it's a one-way trip. You put on the stuff here, you fly down, and you drop to the bottom of the mountains in about 2-3 minutes or so. It's a quick trip. It's 10 gold per trip to hire one of his suits.
How long would it take us to get like back up to like where we're staying afterwards?
Oh, it would actually take you about an hour to go back up through the lift.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is there? You say that we return the suits down below?
Yes. There's so at the bottom, almost exactly below us, you'll see the Winged Wyvern 2.0. That's where it's a tavern, it's a bar. People like to see everyone landing, and that's where you go. Hopefully you land there.
Are there like accommodations, like beds, like a supply shop, or horses, perhaps? I'm wondering if maybe perhaps this can be how we leave the city, or if we need to come back up here for horses and rations.
If you need to get stuff down, I don't have a wingsuit big enough for a horse, I'm afraid.
I'm asking if the place down below, if they have horses.
Yeah, they've got horses, and the lift is big enough to take at least 2 wagons with horses and accoutrement up and down the side of the mountain. Anyway, so if you wanted stuff to go up and down, you can use that. This is more for fun, because it is a lot of fun, you know.
I think I don't believe we have anything else here that we need that we cannot get down below.
Can we go? Can we fly?
You wish to fly?
I do wish, yes.
I'm terribly afraid of heights, and I will not be falling to my death. Thank you very much.
I would
No,
not
you're
want
afraid of
you.
heights?
I would not want my friend to feel left alone. I will stay with him. We can take your horse, Pelier, and the supplies down in the morning, and you can all fly.
Exactly. I agree.
You know, fellas, the fastest, most blunt way to get rid of a fear is to face it head on.
My father used to push me down a 10-foot cliff for training every single day when I was 6 years old.
This would be your
I'm still
choice.
afraid. He just like shudders in his armor.
Well, if you ever become ready, let me know. I'll help you.
And to be clear, I am not afraid. I have no fears, but I do not want my friend to be alone. That would be unkind.
I don't believe you at all.
Obi is my great friend. We should believe him. Sarcastically saying.
Yes, that is true.
You both are horrible liars.
If the brave ones in the group would like to just step this way, we'll get you fitted for a suit, and we'll send you out into the winds already.
So is my glider good to go?
It is good to go.
Yes.
We'll follow up the rest of the payments later, but yeah, your gliders, it works. You've
okay, bye-bye.
Well, wait for me.
She just runs right to the back, straight off the side of the dock, and she is gone.
Well, 5 seconds later, you actually see her.
Dibs on her stuff when she hits the ground and dies.
Will not be doing that.
5 seconds after you see her jump off the edge, she comes shooting back up because she is casting cantrips, gust specifically, in order to lift herself using the glider. So she can actually fly with this thing, a limited amount.
Cool.
I take Obsidian aside.
Yes.
Obsidian, is it a thing about the money? I can help pay for the suit if that
No,
is
it is. If the situation required, I would face all danger with great courage. But if it does not require, I prefer not to. And Cecil does not really want to, and do not want him to feel alone. Perhaps one day, if we can get him to do it, I will as well. But until then, I am much more happy with my paws on the dirt.
Are you saying that like near me?
No, this is just between me and Pelia quietly. Cecil, I am only not doing this to be your friend. But no, seriously.
Under my breath is like, under my breath, Cecil's gonna be like, I don't need your pity cat.
Well, very well. If you would not mind taking Boots with you, bringing him down with you and Cecil, I would appreciate it. This is an opportunity I would like to avail myself of, and I will see you down below.
Okay. Now, so he'll fit you out with a suit. It fits just loosely over your leather armor that you're wearing, right? That's what you're wearing, right? Leather?
Leather traveling clothes, not armor, but...
Okay, but it is leather stuff, so it fits snug over that, and he'll start guiding you towards the docks. For Daffy, he didn't realize he'd have to have one that size, so what he did was he got one of his VIP ones, which magically resized to fit the wearer, and he'll have you in that. At the side of the docks, you can see Theo having a wonderful time, flying around, spinning, doing tricks. Roll an acrobatics check, Theo. Let's see how stylish it is.
Oh, it's going to be funny. 7.
7. So you look like you're flailing about a bit, but you're having a great time. And that's
Little turbulence!
Yep. You guys, Daffy and Pelé, you're dressed in almost identical colors, just in largely different sized suits there. And he invites you, if you're a little bit scared, to just sit down on the edge, put your feet on the side, and then count to 10. And then push yourself off. Okay? Do any of you do that?
Bonsai! Just jumps.
Good girl!
I follow right behind.
Okay. So without any coercion needed from him, you guys take off to the sky. The suits that you have, unfortunately, are not quite capable of the uplift to be able to rise your position, but you will be able to have a wonderful time gliding down to the ground. While Obi and Cecil take the lift.
With boots.
With boots.
Importantly, with boots.
So, what's the flying like? How do Daffy and Pelé and Theo do? Like, how does it feel to be flying, guys?
This is the best thing ever! Best day ever.
I feel like I'm home. Just this look of absolute serenity is on my face by the time I touch down and rejoin everybody. I look like I just went through like a deep tissue massage.
I would like to try to do some tricks in the air.
Yeah? What kind of tricks would you like to do?
I would like to try to do a somersault and then some spinny moves.
Okay. Roll an acrobatics check. Unless you think of another skill that would work better.
That is an 11.
Okay. Your first somersault, you spiral out of control for a while, and you're just tumbling over and over again. You struggle to get back into the motion, into the position to glide properly. After getting your bearings, then everything seems to get a little bit easier. You start doing less risky tricks, but having a great time.
So we are in the Oakwell is in the mountains. Mm-hmm. Is it very high and therefore very cold in the air, or is it a moderate temperature?
Due to the positioning of the mountains on the side of the island, it is actually quite warm, and a lot of the air, as it hits up to the side of the mountains, climbs and gives you that extra little boost of heat as you're making your way down. So it's actually quite temperate. Other than the fact that you're moving at an incredible pace, that creates a bit of a breeze for you, and you feel colder because of thermodynamics, but the actual air temperature is actually quite warm up here. It'll take you a grand total of 3 minutes to get down, where it'll take an hour for everyone else to drop down. At the base of the mountain, you have a very large runway of sorts built into the side of it, at the end of which is an open tavern. It looks like a kind of like a hangar bay, almost one big warehouse with one wall taken apart, and then there's a bar, there's cubicles for sleeping quarters, and a place to hang up all of the suits once you're finished with them. They will give you a free drink in return for returning the wingsuit.
On the way in, I'm going to be wrestling with my glider. I won't know how to collapse it yet, and so I'll just be fighting with it on the way in.
She's just waving at everyone in the bar. Hi! Hi! Just having a blast.
Yeah. Okay. Rooms at... sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, should we get rooms, share rooms, or one room each?
I'm happy to share.
Yeah.
So rooms at WW 2.0 are 2 silver per person per night, regardless of whether or not you guys share or take single rooms. It's still the same cost, 2 silver per person. There is space for a horse, though they do advise you not to bring the horse inside. Put it up in the stables out back.
Daffy, if it's okay with you, I'd still like to spend the night in your room together, just because.
That might be a good idea from what Abby was saying.
Don't believe Avi. Don't believe anything he says.
I don't know. Okay. Do you mind sharing a room though?
No, I prefer it.
Just in case. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Even though furbolgs are supposed to be okay in the city, but
I'll protect you. I promise.
okay.
She's huge and like.
Exactly.
Okay. So, you all rest for the evening. Does anyone think to perhaps message someone to make sure that the goods that are delivered to your blacksmith are brought to you, or do you plan to go back up into the city before morning to get all of that stuff that the city will provide?
Oh, I thought that was what we already had. Is that?
No, so sorry. You were given 25 gold for additional food and supplies, and then on top of that, they said that at dawn the next day there would be 5 horses and a wagon and some additional stuff to help delivered to your blacksmithing.
Well, if you would like, I will go back tonight. And I will hire a couple friendly people to help hostler the horses, and we'll be back in the morning.
Okay. So with that, then everything will be down at the bottom of the mountain.
I go back into town at night and try to follow the lawkeeper to see if I can find out where he lives. If I can catch him at the end of the day, leaving work.
Okay.
Maybe not. It might be too late, but.
So which of your skills are you going to use to find him?
Well, I just thought I was going to go hide outside the courthouse and then just wait and see if he comes out.
Okay. And how long would you wait outside the courthouse before thinking he's probably not coming out?
So it's dark and clearly everybody's out and it's been a while.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
That is a 16.
Okay. All right. About an hour after you sat outside the courthouses waiting for him, a couple of the local law enforcement will walk up to you, and clearly having noticed you, hey, what's going on here? What are you doing outside here?
Just sitting.
You loitering.
That is technically true. What if I walk back and forth 3 or 4 feet and pace instead? Is that loitering? I'm moving.
It's still loitering. I think you should move along, sir.
Officers, you are doing wonderful with your work. It is always good to see that the streets of Oakville are so safely protected. I will be along my way. Thank you.
Okay. All right. You were caught. Where do you go?
I just crash at some flop house in the middle of a seedy district of town.
Fair enough. Right. Unfortunately, your attempt there, failed. But so you
spent too much time with the wingsuits. Gah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. First thing in the morning, everyone has gained the benefits of a full long rest, so everyone should be up, full, and restored to everything before moving out. First thing in the morning. So the supplies that you've been given are, as mentioned, 5 horses, which you already have. Pellier already has a horse of his own, so that does give you 6 effectively. Enough for you to rotate out if you needed to, or do whatever you wish to do with the extra one. But it comes with a large wagon. The wagon can have up to 2 horses hitched to it, and there is space for 3 people to sit up front, and then a large open space in the back that the other 2 could sit in amidst all of the other belongings. The supplies that have been given to you are things like a tent, a bunch of firewood, some food for at least a couple days. There is also some cold weather clothing specifically for the Moonlit Mountains, to help you get up there without any risk of temperature issues. So they've thought ahead for that sort of thing. Now, while you guys are making your way through now the Adamantine Mountains, off towards Honey Gulf, and then towards the Citadel, what are the kinds of things that you as a group do regularly? What is your standard operating procedure for travel?
First off, I want to shout heavy crossbow and then jump in the front. Okay, go on.
I'm gonna roll my eyes.
Those are the rules. She called
I can drive the horses. She did call heavy crossbow. I mean, it's only fair.
Well, traveling these lands, it is best to have someone who can shoot from the wagon. That is very common. Great.
Dying inside.
But,
Okay.
I think
can drive the horses. Yeah.
I think I would just be in the front, looking in the front. Since we're in a cart, someone has to drive it, right? So I'm assuming Pellier has his own horse, and he's on his horse. So if anything, I would be.
I can do it.
Oh, okay. So then, Lady Daffy will control the horses, and I will be.
I don't have to control them. I just have to ask them nicely to take us where we want to go. It's real easy.
All right. Sounds better.
I'll talk to the horses and tell them where we're going. They can't talk back, but they understand me.
I'll just ride a horse. There's no stealthing when you're involving other animals, so I'll just plod along with everyone else. But on my own horse, so I can escape if I have to.
I would like to keep constant track of the weather and make sure that if there are any storms coming or approaching, that I have lots of warning to give.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a cold night for the next few nights down at the bottom of the mountain. But otherwise, the weather should stay fairly average for at least the next 2 or 3 days. Past that, you'll get further notice later on about that state.
I'm going to secretly pray for storms. Yep. No one's looking.
You'll get a storm eventually. Don't worry. All right.
Daphne, I recall that you are able to manufacture a marvelous arcane wonder that we can shelter ourselves in.
Uh-huh.
Would this protect us from the inclement weather?
It would, yeah. It's nice and, well, it's not super toasty inside, but it's nice inside. Nicer than the outside. Do you want me to make a hut?
Well, I believe this is the standard thing we would do every evening.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. So yeah, that's the kind of thing that I'm looking to gauge here. Is okay. So when I'm planning encounters, I can remember you guys will most likely be inside a tiny hut on the move. Some of you will be on horses. Some of you will be on the wagon. Now, during a day, you guys can spend more or less no more than 8 hours per day traveling without forcing yourself through a march. Is that going to be 8 hours in one group? Is it going to be broken up? Do we assume you take short rests between stints marching or not?
I do not recommend that we push ourselves. I think a leisurely pace is fine for now.
Stopping for lunch and to feed and water the horses. Speaking of which, I presume because the horses won't fit in the hut, that at least one of us, when we're on guard duty, will be out making sure they're not running off, that they're tied up correctly, so one person nominally is outside paying attention to what's going on at night.
We can actually see through the hut, so everyone can still be inside the hut and still keep watch even, so.
You can be.
Well, I'm just wondering how that works with the horses, if you need to be near the horses or if you can just see them tied up, and that's fine.
We'll get to that situation when it happens.
Sure.
When we cover it.
You're giving the DM ideas.
I will plan to take my watchers inside the hut. As an elf, I am good with only 4 hours of sleep per night, and I have my little cat friend, Stripesy, who can help me keep watch every night. So it's not a big inconvenience for me if others would like to have extra sleep.
Okay. All right. So, while you guys are making your way away from the mountainside on this particular day, the area around you does have a few caverns and caves that are at the side. The trail you're on is fairly well traveled. It is paved pathway that leads south and then loops around to the east to head towards the city of Honeygulf. Along the way, you guys will see something attacking you, or at least at the roadside. To determine whether or not you guys get advance warning, though, what is everyone's passive perception? So, for my notes, Daffy, what is your passive perception? I didn't hear that.
Because I was muted. 13.
Okay. 13. Okay. Palir, what is your passive?
14.
14. Theo, what is your passive?
14.
14. Cecil?
11.
11. And Obi?
16.
16. Okay. So, in this particular instance, let's see if these things pop out and surprise you all. When I say pop out, I mean they pop out of the ground. Come on. Here we go. Load up the sheet. Give me that dexterity score. Yep. Okay. So these guys do actually manage to surprise you by way of dropping out of, or popping out of the ground, burrowing out of the ground before you get the opportunity to see yourselves. So you're on the path. It's well traveled. Feel free to reposition yourselves to roughly represent the positioning you would have been in, together or separate as you wish. And then you'll see what pops out of the ground and surprises you.
I mean, we'd be camping off the road, right?
This isn't while camping. This is while traveling in the wagon. Okay.
Driving the wagon.
And we're heading this direction?
Eastwards, yes. Okay. So, some burrowing creatures that you witness, and I wonder if I've got I can just push up an image of one of these for your forefront. These large burrowing creatures pop out of the ground, screaming at you as they're hunting for your flesh. I would like everyone to roll for initiative.
Ah! Boy, oh boy.
Okay. Theo, would I know what these are?
Do you have any sort of reason to be well versed in monstrosities?
Yes, because I am part of a monster hunting family.
Then roll either a history or a survival check to know what these things are.
Okay. I got a 10.
Okay. You. Okay. With a 10, these kind of creatures are new to you. Know that they are native to more. You can tell by the carapace and the chitin covered reptilian form of them that these creatures are mountain based and cave dwelling creatures. Their behavior seems to suggest a pack and pack capabilities, as well as the desire and need to regularly hunt for flesh near their home. Okay. So, initiative, looks like in Roll20 we already have Theodora. What did you roll for the folks back home?
I got a 6.
6. Cecil?
11.
Obi?
10.
Pelia?
17.
And Daphne?
15.
Okay. So, you all rolled better than the Cruthic that are attacking. However, they did roll stealth better than any of your perceptions, so they will approach and act before any of you. Okay. We have one that will run right up towards Obi. These things are... they have very long legs, and so they can actually reach up and attack the rider, not the mount so much. As we will have a stab attack. Stab with a 24 to hit.
Oh, he gets the second. Oh, it hits. Oh.
Okay. As it stabs at you, you'll take 9 points of piercing damage. And then it will stab a second time with a 15 to hit you.
Misses.
Okay. 2 more reaching up to do similar things. Now, in this occasion, Obi, these things that do have pack tactics means they have advantage on their attacks, as well as the fact that they were hidden at the start of the turn. So both attacks are going to be at advantage against you. Mm-hmm. More stab attacks. That is a 21 to hit you.
That one hits.
Followed by an 8 to hit you.
That one misses.
Okay, so the 21 hits you for 4 points of piercing damage. It's trying, by the way that it's stabbing, it seems very acutely aware of the need to disable your extremities, as it's slashing at your legs and your arms, not your chest in any way. Okay, the bulk of your meat is going to be untouched.
Ah.
Yeah. The Cruthic that just moved up towards Theodora will stab twice at Theo. First attack is a 21, second is a 15.
The 21 hits, 15 does not.
Okay, alright, so rearing up to stab for 8 points of piercing damage.
I would like to invoke the Wrath of the Storm upon this guy.
Does that require you to use your reaction?
There you go, just toss it up. You can thunderously rebuke attackers. When a creature within 5 feet of you that you can see hit you with an attack, you can use your reaction, yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, while surprised, you don't get to use your reactions on that first turn, that first round in combat. Okay? So, unfortunately, it surprises you a bit too much that you can't do that. The next 2 will both approach Pelir and his horse to do similar activities. 21 and a 22.
Both hit.
For 10 points of piercing damage, going for your legs here. And then last one, 15 and 15.
Both miss.
All right. Then we go to the top of the round. Pelir, what are you going to do?
So I'd like to kick the sides of my horse so that it takes off, but I'm gonna flip off backwards so that it takes off, but I land exactly where I am.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Absolutely, you can do that. The Cruthic will both take attacks of opportunity against your horse as it runs away.
Very well.
That's a 17 and a 20 to hit the horse.
Is there any way that I can intercede to prevent them from attacking the horse?
Do you have any sort of mechanic that allows you to stop a creature from attacking your mount instead of you?
No, but I am proficient in animal handling.
So you'll be able to apologize to your horse later.
No.
Very well. 17 and a 20. Did they hit the horse?
I don't have my stats for a horse, so I
Okay.
presumably.
I will quickly pull up the stats for a riding horse. It is a riding horse, right?
Yep.
Okay. I believe both of them would hit. It's a question of how many hit points does a riding horse have. Riding horse has a grand total of 13 hit points, and as these things hit the horse for a total of 11, it just barely scratches away. Okay. Limping. I'm sorry, horse.
All right, so then I will pull out one of my swords and start spinning it around so that as it starts humming and you start hearing a chiming that is otherworldly, and I begin my blade song as a bonus action. And then as an action, I will flourish my blade and green flames pour down its side, and then I attack one of these creatures. I'll attack this one right here with my silvered side sword that is engulfed in green flames. 26 to hit.
Which it will hit quite easily.
It's 8 fire damage and 10 piercing.
Okay.
Nice.
And as this was green flame blade, does the 8 fire also then jump? No, the jump is a different amount of damage, is it not?
It is a 1d8 plus my spellcasting, so yes. So another 10 to the guy beside him.
Right. So from the wound arcs this green just archway of fire that then connects with the next one. They both scream in pain, their mandibles just spitting all over you as a result. Anything else from you?
That's it.
Okay. Daphne.
All right. Well, I don't like these things one bit. If I could, I would like to cast. It's a 10-foot sphere. I'd like to cast Shatter on these two over here. Could I center that so that I don't get Mr. Palier as well?
Did you say 10-foot radius sphere?
I believe. Let me double check. Yes, it's a 10-foot radius sphere.
Okay. So that is actually a 10-foot radius sphere.
That's real big.
It is real big.
Okay.
So 10 foot from the center. Okay. So you position it like this. That's definitely going to hit the two of them. Now you're casting Shatter, did you say?
Yes.
Okay.
So they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I have an 8 and an 11.
I believe both of those will fail. Yay!
Whoop, whoop.
So they're going to take 3d8. I believe it's thunder damage. Do.
Should be.
Yep. They'll take, oh, that's kind of lame, but okay. They'll take 10 thunder damage each.
Okay. As the wave of energy cascades into these two creatures, the one west of the two, the one closest to Pelair, looks heavily wounded at this point. Having taken the brunt of the attack from Pelair, now is shattered. It is quite badly damaged.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else from you, Daffy?
Sure. Let's go ahead and inspire. We'll pass around the love. I'll inspire Obby. Yeah, why not? I got a little something for you, Abby. What do we got? Just gonna pull out a little drum, start banging on it a little bit, and yell out to Abby, "Get up, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight." And there you go. That's your inspiration, Abby. You're welcome.
Seated on a horse, but somehow I stand up in the stirrups and think about standing on the saddle.
Okay. Cecil.
All right.
Inside the wagon, behind Theo, what are you going to do?
I'm going to take out my blade and coat it on my arm, my hand, just lightly put like magic through it, and yell out thunderous smite, and then put the spell on it, and I'm going to strike at this one right here.
Okay.
Okay. And as I do that, I will say to the monster, hold on.
What does he say?
Hold on, I have a lot of screens open up. Alright, I got 24 to hit, and then it's a 2D. I got my iPad here, hold on, I think it's 2D6. Yeah, 2D6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And as I strike at him, I say to him, "Now you have the honor at dying by Cecil Hathaway's hand." And then he has to do a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away.
Okay.
It should be 16, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my first natural 20 of the night, so it is just going to scream in your face. Obviously unaware of what you had said, as it didn't make sense, but it in defiance. Anything else from you, Cecil?
I will attack it one more time. With 26 to hit. And I will do a level 1 smite for 18 damage altogether.
All right. As this Cruthic takes that last force of damage, while it's trying to defy you, it falls over. It's going to die.
Nice. As the monster die, I'm just like, be gone. And then I'm going to walk up here next to Theo and just end my turn there.
Okay. Obi.
You could not end your turn perhaps closer to the other monstrosity that is attacking me. Well, I guess I'll just pull out my sword and stab the guy closest to me. That's what I got at this point. 26 to hit.
26 will hit.
That's a good stab.
So that'll do stabby stab. Yeah, that's 10 points of slashing, and I will burn a key as a bonus action in order to do flurry of blows. And having stabbed him once, I'm going to hit him with my elbows in the head, hopefully twice. 26 to hit on the first bludgeoning hit, and 20 to hit on the second one.
Nice.
Both solid attacks. This creature is getting wounded. They haven't hit below 20 yet.
So that's a 6 and an 8 additional damage, and I am going to jump off my horse. Nope, I'm going to stay right where I am. I'm done.
Okay. Theo.
I will point my longsword up at the sky, call for the power to use the forces of the elements, and then drag the blade down to point at the one that was just tangoing with Abi.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pull out my little tornado friend.
Yay!
So this is a spiritual weapon, but her spiritual weapon is like a tiny little whirlwind. It's only about 5 feet wide, 10 feet tall. That's where it starts to disappear. And it'll happen right around there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And it is going to attempt to strike with a 19.
The 19 is going to hit.
Okay, 11 force damage.
All right. That creature screams in pain. Parts of its carapace start cracking. Bits of its like the plates on it fall off. It's in a lot of pain. It's about to die.
Okay, I'm gonna try to kill it.
Okay.
So I will cast a Sacred Flame on it.
Yep. So dexterity save from this creature.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 15, which succeeds.
Barely. Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's it for me.
All right. So they're in a pretty bad position. And I think they're intelligent enough, to know that they're in a bit of a bad position. So first things first, the one northernmost, the one next to Obi and the spiritual weapon, is going to break off and start running northwards towards the side of the mountain.
I would like to use a reaction to smack it with my sword.
Okay, go ahead and do so.
25 to hit.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's going to hit again. Right.
6 points of slashing.
You will kill the creature as it's trying desperately to run away from you in fear. The other one will also run away from you, but you've already used your reaction now at this point, so
sure have.
It's going to move and dash 60 foot up towards the mountainside. We have two that are next to Pellier. One will try to run and also dash. Would Pellier attack it in response?
Not that one.
Not that one. Okay. This one that is up against Pelor is... it is going to make one last stab. But that's an 8 to hit, so that's going to miss. And then it's going to try to run away.
Well,
Will you attack that one?
Yes, I would like to very much, please.
Okay.
That is a 25 to hit. Oh, there's no fire damage, though. Just 9 piercing.
Okay.
It's sound effects I add too.
That's the spiritual weapon, the tornado.
Yeah. The tornado.
The whirling dervish out there.
It's a powerful strike, as have all of these been, but unfortunately not quite enough to kill this thing. They are retreating. Pellier, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
I will measure to see how far they are. I see that one is within my range, so I will pursue this fellow right here. And pass through the whirlwind. Excuse me, pardon me. And I will strike out one more time at this fellow. With an 18 to hit.
That's going to hit.
5 piercing, plunging through.
Okay. Which will finish off this creature and confirm to me that, an 18 for an AC just isn't high enough against these guys. Anything else from you, Pele?
Just in case, I suppose I will use the rest of my movement to move slightly closer to the enemies in case we want to pursue them further. But I am done.
Okay, Daffy.
Are we taking care of them, or are we letting them run away like scaredy cats?
I think Cecil will go like this.
Along your scar line.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me see. How far away am I? I don't know. Might be too far, and I'm in the cart.
Now, Obi, you're still on horseback, so your movement speed effectively is 60 foot.
Sure.
On horseback. Okay.
I might be a little too far away to do much, and I'm in the cart. Yeah, I think I'll hold off. Because I'm not going to be able to maneuver that cart around. I'm going to run into Abby.
Perhaps maybe you'd want, well, as an idea, you could use your action to direct the horse that's on the wagon to start chasing off behind them. That pulls both Theo and Cecil closer to the creatures.
Oh, that's true. You guys are all in the cart with me. I guess I'll give that a shot. Sure.
Okay. So, what with turning around, I'd say you'd easily be able to get the wagon up a ways.
Cool.
Okay. Getting everyone just a little bit closer to the other creatures. Anything else from you, Daffy?
Nope. I think we got this handled.
Okay. Cecil?
Okay, so I am going to head right here to this one, right? Yeah, wait. Yeah, I can make it. And I am going to strike 2 times on the one on the right here.
Okay.
I get right, and it is a 9 to hit. It's a miss.
Yes,
Oh.
that's going to miss.
Embarrassing. And I'm an 8 to miss. Damn.
Unfortunately, the natural one is going to fail, Cecil.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else from you?
I think that's it.
Okay. Obi?
Well, since I'm on my horse, and why not? I guess we'll charge up ahead, same up next to Cecil. I'm going to try to lop his head off as I'm riding by with my short sword. And I believe I get advantage on this one because someone's actually nearby, which is nice. So 22 to hit.
So you get advantage because we've run the optional rule of flanking in this this encounter, not because you just have an ally within 5 feet of the
And
target.
I was rereading as a roguish archetype. I do get that because being within 5 feet of the target, right? In addition to the flanking rule.
You get sneak attack because a creature is within 5 feet of
That's
your
right.
target. You only get advantage because of the flanking rule.
Great. So 22 to hit.
22 will hit, and are you applying sneak attack to that?
Yes.
Okay. So that totals out at what?
16 damage.
Okay.
And then I will use my key point to kick him in the head as I'm also riding by him there. So that is another 16 to hit.
It's not
No
going to
such
hit.
luck. Oh, a natural 1 on the follow-up. Kicking while you're on a horse is really hard. They're moving.
Your foot's still in the stirrups.
Yeah. I haven't practiced this before. Ah.
Theo.
I'm gonna move my little buddy. He's not gonna get anywhere, but he's just gonna lazily start that direction. Otherwise, Theo, from her position next to Daffy, is just gonna keep lazily lobbing Sacred Flames.
Okay. That is a failure.
Okay.
Right.
11
Which-
radiant.
Which one?
We'll just do. Yeah, we'll do the closest one.
Okay.
Okay, there.
As there is a burst of radiant flame, the creature dies.
Got one.
Okay. Anything else from you, Theo?
Nope.
Okay. One Cruthic left alive. It is close to death, so it's going to frantically fight for its life with stab attacks. So, 1 on each target. Obi on top of the horse, Cecil in front of him. Obi, that's going to be a 17 to hit you.
Muted.
You're muted, so I don't know.
Thank you. That misses. My AC is 18.
Okay, and then kicking Cecil for a 10. That's a failure. That Cruthic is a failure. Pele, anything else from you? So, Pele, what would you like to do?
I will see that my companions have it in hand, and I will say, stop messing with this thing and kill it already. And I will end my turn.
Okay. Daffy.
Would I be able to move the cart up any further?
Yes, is your action to really
Yeah.
command it and move it.
Nah, we're good. We'll sit back and watch now.
Okay. Cecil.
All right, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna swing with the long sword with 26 to hit. I still add the thunder damage, right? I want to make sure.
You used up your Thunderous Smite last turn.
Okay.
So it's Thunderous Smite is only on the next hit. That's it.
Okay.
So that's 7 points of damage. Anything else applied to that attack?
No, that's just the one attack.
Okay.
So he's still up. All right, I'm gonna attack
Still
him
up.
again with 23 to hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will hit again as your blade swings down this second time. The creature will fall to your blow. How do you kill it?
You know in Smash Brothers, like how Chrome throws his blade up and just like slices down. Just gonna do that, and as I slice down, just smirk with like the stuff flailing, the scar flailing. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty
All right.
showy.
Showing off as best as you can for the ladies.
And Obi, my boy.
Yep. Quoting whilst he's doing it some mythical thing that doesn't exist in this world. You will fell the beast that is before you.
Yes.
Golf clap.
With the bodies of the Cruthic at your feet, you will have the ability to obviously study their bodies and study them, but next time. So thank you very much, folks, for joining us on today's first premiere session of the World of Horen. Join us again next week as we continue with this. Follow us on Twitter. We are at Crituitous RP. And please follow us. Actually, click the follow button so we can see who you are and all of the follows. We love seeing them. You can check us out on Sunday evening when we continue with Half Rate Heroes, and then we rebroadcast this episode Fridays, right? Fridays, yes. Thank you very much, folks. And as a reminder, we have, if you have any ideas, thoughts, tweet either at CrituitousRP or tweet me at Teo the DM. I love hearing your ideas, and I like incorporating them into the adventure. And if you have an idea of what our blacksmithy should be called, also let us know. It's got to be better than the anxious potato. Okay.
Which is a tall
Tough to
order.
beat.
I mean,
It
tough
is.
to beat the anxious potato.
I mean, come on.
Okay. Thank you very much, folks. Good night.
Good night.